Hi all, today PhoneArena is presenting the HTC Gratia. Does this industrial design look familiar to you? Yes, it does. It appeared for the first time in the HTC HD Mini with these 4 exposed screws at the corners of the back cover, which make the phone seem as if it's built like a tank, and it's indeed very solid. It's comfortable to hold, it's light, and it's very easy to operate with one hand due to the fact that the screen is not that big, 3.2-inch capacitive touchscreen. 320 by 480 pixels of resolution. As you can see, the viewing angles are pretty average, and so is the sunlight visibility of the HTC Gratia, but the resolution is enough for this size of screen. There are 4 capacitive Android buttons underneath it, which are pretty responsive, as well as an optical trackpad, which is typical for HTC handsets and serves also as a camera shutter button. For the 5-megapixel camera on the back, there's no LED flash. The phone is identical to its North American version, the HTC Aria, save for the fact that it's running Android 2.2 Froyo, whereas the Aria is running Android 2.1. The same version of HTC Sense we have here as on the Aria, which is not the newest version. Let's have a look at it. We won't be dwelling too much on the Sense user interface here on the HTC Gratia. It's absolutely the same as on the HTC Aria, which we previewed in depth before. Suffice it to say that the 600 MHz Qualcomm chipset and the 384 MB of RAM make the interface appear very fluid, as you can see in the main menu as well. There's no lag or choppiness. Of course, there are some differences. For example, we have the Wi-Fi hotspot application here, which is absent on the HTC Aria for the simple fact that the Aria is running Android 2.1, which doesn't support tethering. What we wanted to show you is the browser. Unfortunately, it doesn't support Adobe Flash 10.1, despite the fact that this one here is running Android 2.2 Froyo. It only supports Adobe Flash Lite. Scrolling works well, otherwise double tap. Text reflow is supported, panning around is smooth, which cannot be said for the pinch to zoom gesture, for example. As you can see, there's some slight lag that it brings along. But other than that, the browser is decent. The only drawback, and it's a big one, is the fact that it doesn't support Adobe Flash 10.1. The camera interface is very minimalistic. As you can see, it's easy to operate with your fingers though. There are a bunch of effects you can apply to your pictures and videos, and also different settings such as face recognition, etc. The pictures and videos themselves though turned out pretty bad. To be honest, the 5-megapixel camera takes pictures that are blurry except in the center. There are soft spots, lacking detail. The color representation is good, but the videos also exhibited these drawbacks of the stills, lack of detail, blurriness, and on top of that the videos are not very fluid. As opposed to 30 frames per second, they're shot with more like 20 frames per second, and basically the camera is the main drawback on the HTC Gratia. All in all, we were pleased with the HTC Gratia. It has a very good call quality, a compact but solid industrial design, feels comfortable in the hand, easy to operate with one hand. There are some drawbacks which ruin the impression, for example, the mediocre camera quality, as well as the fact that it doesn't support Adobe Flash 10.1 in the browser. Despite the fact that it's running Android 2.2 Froyo, it only supports flashlight. So actually it all depends on the price you will find the HTC Gratia at, and as we know these days HTC handsets don't come cheap. This was a video review of the HTC Gratia from PhoneArena.